What's going on, good people? Gold Chasers United. Hey, I was listening to the brother Max Maxwell out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and he was speaking on gentrification. And he brought up the thing that Jay-Z said when he said to make sure to gentrify your own hood, you know. And I don't know if everybody understands what gentrification is and the results of it in the black community. But bottom line is, what happens in gentrification is they come in and buy up all the neighborhoods in the name of, buying up all the houses in the hood in the name of bringing the property value back up and making it a better, safer hood. But what happens with that is when they buy up the black neighborhoods and they rebuild these houses, now you got a neighborhood where the houses was going for $150 and now they're going for $300. And everybody can't afford a $300,000 house. You know, the flip side of that is that if you take that and do it yourself, so you go in your neighborhood, you get a collective unit, and you guys buy up the houses, street cats in the street, get together with your partners. You know, everybody talking about their real partners. Get together with your partners and you go buy a house in the hood, man. You renovate it. You put somebody in it on a lease to purchase. And matter of fact, right now, FHA giving out 90% loan with 10% down from a credit score of 500 to a 580. And we got so many people on the internet now that call themselves credit specialists. So getting your credit score up to par or to a place to be able to afford is easy. Down payment may not be as easy. You know, if you want to buy a $200,000 house and I got to put 10% down, that's $20,000. But if you got a 580, they want 3.5% down. So now you go from 20,000 to 10,000 to what, 7,500 or something like that. But anyway, whatever that number is, just figure out a way you can borrow from your parents, anybody, anything. $7,500 ain't a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. And I know you say, it's not. You know, you just got to prioritize. Quit being the number one consumer and spend some of that money on wait the next year, get your income tax check, as opposed to going to buy a car, buy you a house. But I say all that to say that gentrification is real. It's affecting the community near you. Just do the research on it. Google tells you everything. Google it, what gentrification is. Then start looking around your neighborhood, man. My hometown where I'm from, it's a college town. So you got a lot of people, a lot of students, and they coming in buying up the houses, renting the rooms out to students. Now when you do that, the tax ramifications for the properties goes up. So those people that are retired on a fixed income, now they have a tax bill at the end of the year that they can't afford. The house might be paid for, but I can't afford to put that. So now you got tax liens, and now they come in and do that again, sweep. So the houses, people don't want to say the house end up having to sell for whatever reason. But what I'm saying to you though, as a people, in those communities, you have to take a look at your community, be aware of what's going on in your community, and take advantage of it. You know, go to those meetings where they having about what's going on in the community. When you see those yellow signs up, they talking about different zoning things and things that are about to take place in your neighborhood. Be involved in that. Be involved in the change. Watch what's going on around you, man. As a people, we're not involved, man. We're consumers. We don't read. Ask yourself, when the last time you read a book? We're not seeking knowledge, but we're complaining. Everybody's complaining about what's going on, but nobody's doing anything about it. The doing is the key. We got to get rid of the crabs in the barrel mentality. It ain't nothing wrong with being crabs in the barrel. Like Jay-Z said, just get the crabs on top of each other. Then one get out, come back and pull some more out. That's the key, man. I looked at the neighborhood where my mom stays. They came in and bought up some cement houses, cement duplexes, redid them, renting them out now, building up the community. But who's taking advantage of that? So I see some of our people on the internet talking about how much they, how we need to get people to come out of these events and do this and do that, and what we need to do to get rid of the gun violence in the communities. Check this out. What we need to do is start whooping some kids' ass, number one. But guess what? If you do that, now you got somebody else in your shit trying to tell you how to handle your kids. So therein lies another problem. But instead of talking about the problem, put more attention on the solution. We gotta focus on the solution, ladies and gentlemen. If we want to affect real change in our community, we have to focus on the solution. And the solution is buy back the hood. I see T.I. in Atlanta buying back the hood, man. We gotta buy back our communities. We have to own our communities. We have to own the businesses that are in our community. We have to support the black businesses that are in our community if we want to have real change. That is where the power comes from. So if you want to affect real change, that's how we do it. And that's where it starts, man. And we got to start somewhere, and we got to start today. Like, teach your kids how to own. Teach your kids ownership. Teach your kids. Don't teach them to work for somebody else. Don't let them go to school to get a job to work for somebody else. Teach them how to own from the jump. Better yet, build something for them to own in the future. If it starts small. See, that's the thing. We want what we want, but we want it now. It doesn't have to be now. It could be later on. We start building it. We start building it. We start building it. Next thing you know, they jump on our shoulders. They build it. Next thing you know, next generation and the next generation. But you got to build something. And then you got to teach your kids ownership. Teach your kids ownership. Not to go to school, get a job in a big conglomerate. Teach your kids how to go to school and become entrepreneurs. It's a big buzzword now. May not be in 10 years. But it can be, because the internet, man. The internet is going to make everything so much more accessible. Opportunities will be more accessible. You won't have to worry about the competition. You'll be able to handle your business, and you'll have all the opportunity that you need. But check this out, man. Teach your kids community and opportunity. It's growth. It's building. Teach them how to own something. You want to own a home. It's so easy today. It's going back to 2005. It's easy. Do it while it's easy, man. Don't get yourself in the arm. Know what you're getting yourself into. Have a plan of success if you get into one of those loans, so that you can get out of it and you can keep your house. Let's do it, people. Let's do it. Let's buy back the hood. Peace and blessing. Gold Chasers United.